What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I am Craig and we are going to be going over the charts. I'm going to go over a video first from March 16th, and if you were paying attention, which a lot of people don't, that's why they don't understand analysis, but sit back, relax, watch what's going on, listen to this video from March 16th, and then we'll go over the charts as to what's going on right now. So we're going to take a look at the bullish and the bearish case scenario. Could Bitcoin go to 60K? Could Bitcoin go to 24K? We're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. So here's a video from March 16th. Listen closely.
And as you can see right now, we are in this triangle formation. The top of the triangle is around 45,000.
So around 45,000 was the top of the triangle, but pay attention to what I say next. I actually gave a call for a long position and gave the targets.
Right in that range. So if it does get up and break above this, that would probably be a good spot for a long, possibly up to this dotted line, making this a channel. That'd be around the 47 to 48,000. But
47 to 48,000. So let's get into the charts. Remember that. We're going to take a quick look at the DXY. We're going to take a look at a few more alts. So definitely stick around for the whole video and pay attention. All right, so this is the DXY. I'm still bullish on the DXY. We did break out of this. It could be a double top. We continue down and we get that next push up. But otherwise, I'm still bullish on the dollar up to about the 100.7, somewhere in there. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. We are making a little bit of divergence here, so it may come back down and retest this, giving us one more push up, and we'll talk about where that might lead to. All right, so looking at the Dow, as you can see here, from these highs here, which are these two highs, down to this high, we made a higher high. I showed you the bearishness, so you can see on the blue, right here, we made a higher high here, lower high here. That is bearish divergence, saying that we're probably going to come down to this area. Now remember, if the Dow gets back down below this 34.3 area, it's going to be pretty damn bearish. If it could stay above this, maybe, then we could look at the bullish case scenario. But looking at the Dow, as you guys know, I like to keep an eye on the Dow, the DXY. It helps a lot with knowing the direction that we're going. But right now, this is what I'm looking at. Still showing a lot of bearish divergence on the Dow. If we take a look at this long-term chart, as you guys know, I believe this is the wave count. Bitcoin could possibly have just completed one huge bull market. I know a lot of people were looking at the 4-year cycles. Well, I have them in here too. And if that's the case, why would it be different? A lot of people were pushing the 4-year cycle until this year because it doesn't match the narrative. Now look, here was the first top. That was in November 2013. And it was, I have 1 month here. It was actually, I think, 14 months until let me change that in here so we got it right. So it was 14 months to the bottom from the top of wave 1. You'll also see this indicator here shows the supply and demand. And we never broke the demand structure here, but in the wave 3, which is right here, we broke the demand. Bear market capitulation, and up here we've broken the demand in the 5th wave. Now look at each top. Here's November 13th top. We had 14 months to the bottom. November 17th top right here was actually, this was December. I'm sorry, this was December. I don't know why I put November there. Let's do this. December top. December 2017, the top was right here. That was almost 20,000. Then we dropped for 12 months. November 22 top right here. We are still dropping. If you look at it in the monthly, we talked about this being 3 black crows right here, which is a reversal of a trend, of a big trend. And this was the 3 black crows here. We made a video back then talking about it. And we are at the demand structure right now, or the supply structure, I'm sorry. So this is huge resistance where we're at right now. Same thing we talked about earlier, or on the December 7th or 16th video that we showed. But anyways, so here's a longer term Fibonacci channels that we've had drawn in here. Now, to really be bullish and look for a new all-time high, the 65.6 has to break first, and then we can start looking at breaking the all-time high. But I've said it before, I don't think we're going to see $100,000 Bitcoin this year, just like I said it last year. The same people that are calling it now were the same people calling it right here. They were calling 100,000 right here. We had this big dump. They got super bearish. And then we were looking for an ABC correction up, which we'll talk about, which we got, the bull trap. So that everybody was going to start screaming 100K again, which they did. And then look what happened. So right now, this is the area to watch for the breakdown. This would be a good spot to put in a large short, not financial advice, but looking for bigger trades. As you guys know, that's what I like to do. Is around the 36 to 37, depending on if, when, and where it got down to this level. And then the next stop is around the mid 20 range, which we've been talking about for a very long time. This coming back down would be a break of here. Depending on if, when, and where, this is obviously a ascending line. So if it was to happen this week, which I doubt, would be around 34,000. But a break of that, and we're looking at 24,000. We also had been talking about this trend line right here on the weekly. We did close above it. Now, what I want to talk about here is back here we got a close below the 55 and an open below, but we never got an open and close of one weekly candle below the 55 EMA. Over here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 open and closes below the 55. This could be a big bull trap, showing you there's a higher high in the RSI right here. You can see it. And then if we go over to where this is, this top, this actually is a lower high on the price action, which is hidden bearish divergence. Now on the daily, we are still in the downtrend. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. That's why I still am bearish here, but we're going to take a look at the bullish case right after this. Here's the Amazon chart that everybody hates so much. Now, we've talked about this orange trend line. We are back above it, which in this chart is bullish. We also broke right here. But we talked about this on the last video too. If we remove this line, this does look very similar to right here because we made a higher low. We made a higher low here. We had this big pump up. We're having a big pump up here. These are very similar as we are in this area, if this is the case, and we still have much further to go. And I showed you, if that was to happen, the bottom would be sometime in the middle or end of 2023, according to this chart, if it was to play out like this. So this is not yet invalidated, and unless we break, let's see, we could use this RSI here and say if we break this, it's going to be a moonshot, new all-time highs. Possibility. I don't think it's going to happen. Just like every other time, guys, I showed you in a bear market, when you have a big drop, on the next pump, everybody gets bullish, and then it drops again. They wish they would have sold that high. And down here, it starts going up again, so they hold or they keep buying, thinking it's super bullish, and then it drops lower. And they always wish they would have sold the last high. Still, the same thing is happening here as of right now. Now, if you guys are interested in trading, I definitely suggest checking out Prime XBT. By far the best exchange. They don't trade against you like a lot of the scammy casino exchanges. You can also trade altcoins. You can also do Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones. You can trade pre-markets, after markets. They don't charge extra like a lot of them. Definitely check them out. I have a link down below. And I also have a video on my YouTube page. If you go to it, there's a Prime XBT tutorial. I'll also put a video up here for you. It shows you where to put my promo code SAVVY50 to get you up to a $7,000 bonus, and SAVVY25 gets you 25% off of your trading fees. Definitely check them out if you haven't already, and let's look at this chart. So this is what I showed you, and I think I actually made videos before December 16th on this where I drew this line is, but either way, we've been talking about this for a while. We cloned this bottom line right here. We're going to take a look at a lot of targets here. So I told you guys, if we I showed you in the video, if we broke this right here, that I would be looking for 47 to 48,000, which here we are right now. Now, if this breaks and we open and close a daily above this 48,000, there are a few targets. We could look at that triangle, and that would actually be this line right here. If we looked at the triangle and we counted the break of the triangle, that would be around 58.3. Now, if we look at this as a rising channel and we break the channel, that's going to get us to about 60,300. Those are your bullish cases, but until we break 48, you can't start looking at that. Now, if we break the 48, then I'd be looking for the possibility of 58.4, somewhere in that range, or as high as 60,400. That would still be a lower high in the big picture. But now let's take a look at this. If it is a rising channel, we get rejected at the 48, come back down in here, and depending on if, when, and where we break this, but that still gives us this target of 23 to 24,000. And I'd been talking before, I expect at least that. And that could be bullish if it gets down to that area, and that could be the low if it doesn't follow the Amazon chart. Now, if we take this rising wedge that we've been looking at forever, when we broke here, we knew it was going to be bad news. It broke. That also gets us right down to the mid to lower $20,000 range. Still looking for that. Now, Ethereum. Ethereum is breaking back above this, but it still has not broke the high over here. And if you look from this high to this high, it's depending on where the daily closes. It hasn't closed yet, but we're making higher highs. Let me go back here. We're making higher highs in the RSI down here, lower highs in the price action. That's pretty bearish, guys. That's hidden bearish in a big way. Now, Litecoin broke back above this. We've done this before, but if you look at here, the highs, we're making lower highs. We've made higher highs here. That is hidden bearish divergence. We are on the daily. The daily is in a downtrend. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. Now, XRP, we are almost to our major resistance, which is around 93.94. We've had this forever. My targets, if we are in the bear market, is around 28, possibly much, much lower. But that's where I'd be looking. If you look at where we're at right now in the daily, we are making lower lows or lower highs. And right here, if we close up in this range, what is going on there? This, get that off there, this in. If you look at where we're at now, if we close up here, we're still going to make hidden bearish divergence on the daily, guys. If we break this, then XRP could get super bullish like people are saying, but first I'd have to see a break of this. Gold has broken out of our wedge, came back down, retested it, right now holding its support. Now, I've talked about before, if all the big markets, the real traditional markets, go into a bear market, gold, silver, everything always falls with the traditional markets. The only thing that rises when the market falls is the DXY. I'm still looking for that as a good possibility. We almost hit our target up here of the 2081, but this is starting to look like a bear flag. If this does come down, I'd be looking for it to come down and retest the 1830 range. If that breaks, then we go back down to my lower targets that I've had for quite some time. Silver, same thing. We've drew this red line way back here, and right now it is holding as support. If this breaks, chances are all the markets are falling at that point. So that's another area to watch. And if that breaks, then we have the target around 20 bucks, and then 15 if the 20 breaks. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a comment down below. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for daily updates. I'm getting back to the morning videos every morning and possibly do some evening videos at night, maybe some live streams. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? 60,000 or 24,000 next? That's the question. Let's see what happens. And I gave you guys your targets. So have a great day. I will see you in the next video.